we've seen over 2,700 distributions of flyers, banners, stickers, all by white supremacists who want to spread their message. That's over 100% increase from the previous year. And a fourth of that has been on college and university campuses, again demonstrating the willingness of white supremacists to attract a younger audience, create fear and anxiety in a community, and more generally normalize their messages of hate. The propaganda that is distributed by white supremacists has a range of sort of ideas and narratives and tactics to spread the message. For some, it's the sort of tried and true racism, anti-Semitism, blatant symbols that are used of hate on their flyers. But for a large portion of the propaganda that we see, it talks about issues that some might not directly connect with white supremacist narratives and ideas. Reclaim your country.
Reclaim America! Reclaim America! Reclaim America!
You know, empowering messages that at first blush may not seem to be white supremacist at all. Not explicit, go hurt somebody, or, you know, we are proud neo-Nazis, but it's almost a repackaging of these hateful messages.
This land is ours! This land is ours!
Not surprisingly, the groups that are most frequently targeted in much of the white supremacist propaganda that we see are the immigrant community, the Black community, the Jewish community, LGBTQ community, minorities that white supremacists feel are part of the reason why their race is going to go extinct. This is their narrative. But they're not just targeting those communities to create fear and anxiety, they're targeting young white men as well, because they want those messages to seep in, to influence them. College campuses are sort of these bastions of diversity, multiculturalism, and that is exactly what white supremacists fear and hate. They oppose liberalism. They oppose the sort of PC culture as they describe it. And so they want to take their message to those who exist in those spaces who may actually also feel that perhaps PC culture has run amok. Now there are those who feel that, who are not necessarily white supremacists, but white supremacists want to drive a wedge in that discussion about speech, about diversity. And again, even if one or two people are attracted to that message, for them that's a victory. When I first started 20 years ago or so looking at extremism, many of the tropes and narratives were on the fringes of some forum or in their newspapers. What is most striking today is that you see many of these similar tropes play out very publicly, whether it's in our broadcast TV channels.
A month over. If you use the term as an invasion, that's not anti-Hispanic, it's a...
Whether it's from the mouths of our elected officials.
Yesterday you said that Jews, American Jews who vote for Democrats are disloyal. To whom are they being disloyal, sir? And you know, that's a well-known anti-Semitic trope.
In my opinion, you vote for a Democrat, you're being very disloyal to Jewish people and you're being very disloyal to Israel.
Or whether it's on the social media platforms that we are spending so much of our time. The mainstreaming of hateful tropes is something that is perhaps the biggest boon for white supremacists and other extremists. I'm not sure people can even recognize hate anymore. I'm not sure people understand what anti-Semitism is when they see it, or anti-immigrant rhetoric, or misogyny, or racism. And this is why it's not just important that a university administrator speaks out against some flyer that shows up on their campus, but for our elected officials to consistently and clearly reject those tropes that are the foundation of white supremacy and hate. If somebody in another group is being attacked, stand up for them, because they will hopefully stand up for you. The only way to combat anti-Semitism is to combat all forms of hate. That's ADL's mission. That's also what we see in the propaganda itself. Very rarely do white supremacists hate any one person. I think together, our response is stronger and more impactful.